Could one moment change Amy's life forever? For years, she believed one chapter had closed forever. She learned to live with the pain, to smile again, and to keep Heartland moving forward even when her heart still carried old memories. But what if everything she believed was about to change? What if the person she missed every single day suddenly appeared right in front of her? Stay with us, because this story begins with a quiet morning that turns into the biggest surprise Heartland fans could ever imagine. The sun rises over Heartland Ranch just like it has thousands of times before. The fields are covered with soft morning light, and the horses move peacefully across the pasture. Everything looks normal on the outside, but inside Amy, things are very different. She starts another busy day caring for the horses, helping a nervous young colt settle into its new home. Working with horses has always helped her find peace, yet there are moments when old memories return without warning. Every corner of the ranch reminds her of the life she once shared with Ty. Even after all this time, some memories never fade. She has learned to keep moving forward, but a part of her heart still remembers every smile, every laugh, and every dream they built together. Jack watches Amy from the porch while drinking his morning coffee. He has always known when something is bothering his granddaughter, even when she says nothing at all. Today, he notices that Amy keeps looking toward the far end of the ranch as if she is waiting for someone she cannot explain. Lou arrives a few minutes later with fresh plans for the family business, but she quickly notices the same thing. Amy seems distracted. She answers questions with a smile, but her mind is somewhere else. Neither Jack nor Lou pushes her for answers. They know some feelings cannot be explained with words. As the morning continues, strange little things begin happening around the ranch. One of the gates that Amy clearly remembers locking is now standing open. Fresh horse tracks appear near the old riding trail even though nobody remembers riding there since yesterday. A saddle that had been carefully stored away is suddenly resting on a wooden fence as if someone had just finished using it. Amy tries to explain each strange event with simple reasons, telling herself there must be a logical answer. Still, an uneasy feeling grows stronger with every passing minute. Later that afternoon, Amy leads one of the horses toward the barn after a successful training session. The air becomes unusually quiet. Even the birds seem to stop singing for a moment. She slows her steps, feeling that someone is nearby. The horse gently lifts its head and stares toward the barn entrance. Amy follows the horse's gaze. At first, she sees only the sunlight shining through the open doors. Then, a shadow begins to take shape. A tall figure stands perfectly still near the old wooden wall. The person wears a familiar cowboy hat, and something about the way he stands makes Amy's heart race faster than ever before. She blinks, convinced her eyes are playing tricks on her. But when the figure slowly takes one step forward, Amy freezes completely. The face is still hidden by the light, but deep inside, she already knows this moment is about to change her life forever. Amy cannot breathe. Her hands begin to shake, and for a long moment the entire world around her seems to disappear. The horses, the wind, the sound of the trees, everything fades into silence. The figure standing near the barn slowly lifts his head. As the sunlight moves away from his face, Amy sees the one person she believed she would never see again. Ty Borden is standing only a few steps away. She wants to run toward him, but her feet refuse to move. Her heart tells her this is real, while her mind keeps warning her that it cannot be possible. After everything that happened, after all the years of pain and healing, how could Ty be here? Ty looks at Amy with the same gentle smile she remembers so well. There is emotion in his eyes, but there is also sadness, as if he knows the questions racing through her mind. Neither of them speaks at first. The silence says more than words ever could. Amy studies every detail of his face, searching for any sign that this is only a dream. She closes her eyes for a second and opens them again, expecting the image to disappear. But Ty is still there, standing quietly, waiting for her to believe what she is seeing. Inside the house, Jack notices that Amy has not returned from the barn. He walks outside, followed by Lou, who is carrying a box of paperwork. They both stop the moment they see Amy frozen in place. Jack looks toward the mysterious man standing near the barn entrance. The coffee mug slips from his hand and falls onto the ground. Lou stares in complete disbelief. She whispers Ty's name so softly that she barely hears her own voice. Neither of them can understand how this could happen. Yet their eyes tell them they are looking at someone they thought they had lost forever. The news spreads across Heartland within minutes. Everyone who arrives at the ranch is left speechless. Some believe it must be a mistake. Others wonder if there is an explanation that no one has considered. The ranch, usually filled with busy conversations and the sounds of horses, becomes strangely quiet. Every person waits for Ty to explain why he is here and where he has been. Even the horses seem unusually calm, almost as if they recognize someone they have not seen in years. Amy finally finds the strength to take a slow step forward. Then another. Tears begin to fill her eyes, but she does not wipe them away. She has imagined this moment countless times, yet nothing prepared her for the emotions now rushing through her heart. She stops only a few feet away from Ty. Her voice trembles as she tries to speak, but no words come out. Ty gently smiles, his eyes filled with love, regret, and hope. After one deep breath, he finally breaks the silence. Amy, I know you have 1,000 questions, and I promise I'll answer every one of them. But before anything else, I need you to know that every single day, finding my way back to you was the only thing that kept me going. Amy's tears begin to fall as those words echo across the quiet ranch. And everyone watching realizes that the biggest mystery in Heartland has only just begun. Nothing feels real anymore. The family gathers inside the Heartland house, but the warm place that has always brought them comfort now feels filled with questions instead of answers. No one rushes to speak. Every pair of eyes is fixed on Ty, waiting for him to explain the impossible. Amy sits across from him, unable to look away. Part of her is afraid that if she blinks, he will disappear again. The years of grief, hope, and heartbreak all seem to meet in this single moment. Ty takes a slow breath before finally telling his story. He explains that the road back to Heartland was far more difficult than anyone could imagine. There were moments when he believed he would never see his family again. Every day became a fight to survive and to hold on to the memories that gave him strength. Whenever life became too hard, he thought about Amy, Lindy, Jack, and the ranch. Those memories became the reason he refused to give up. He admits that there were many times when he wanted to send a message or find a way home, but every chance slipped away before he could reach the people he loved. The room remains silent as everyone listens. Jack lowers his head, trying to hide the emotion in his eyes. Lou folds her arms tightly, not because she is angry, but because she is trying to understand how something so unbelievable could actually happen. Amy listens carefully, but inside her heart another battle has already begun. She wants to believe every word Ty is saying. She wants to run into his arms and forget all the years they spent apart. At the same time, she cannot ignore the pain she carried while learning to live without him. Those memories are just as real as the man now sitting in front of her. Ty reaches into the pocket of his old jacket and slowly places a small worn notebook on the table. The cover is faded from years of use. Amy carefully opens it, and her hands begin to shake. Every page is filled with letters written to her. Some describe lonely nights when Ty dreamed of coming home. Others tell stories about the hope he never allowed himself to lose. There are pages written for Lindy, filled with birthday wishes, life lessons, and messages from a father who feared he might never have the chance to say them in person. Amy cannot stop the tears as she turns each page. Every word proves that even during the darkest times, Ty never stopped thinking about his family. Then Amy quietly closes the notebook and looks directly into Ty's eyes. The room becomes completely still. With a calm but emotional voice, she says, "I believe your story. But believing it doesn't erase everything we lost." Ty nods without arguing. He understands that returning home is only the beginning. Winning back trust will be much harder than finding the road to Heartland. As the family sits together in silence, everyone realizes that this reunion is not the end of the story. It is the start of a brand new chapter, one filled with hope, difficult choices, and a future that no one can predict. The biggest question is no longer how Ty returned. The real question is whether love can truly heal wounds that time never managed to erase. The next morning, Heartland wakes up to a sunrise unlike any other. For the first time in years, hope fills the ranch in a completely different way. The fields look the same, The horses follow their usual routine, and the wind moves gently across the hills, but everyone knows life has changed forever. No one is thinking about yesterday anymore. They are thinking about tomorrow. And that is far more frightening, because tomorrow brings choices that cannot be taken back. Amy walks alone toward the hill where she used to go whenever life became too heavy. A few minutes later, she hears slow footsteps behind her. She does not need to turn around to know who it is. Ty quietly stands beside her, looking across the ranch they once dreamed of growing old together. For a while, neither of them speaks. They simply watch the horses running freely across the open field, remembering the life they built and the life that was suddenly taken away. Finally, Amy breaks the silence. She tells Ty that she spent years learning how to smile again. She learned how to raise Lindy with courage, how to keep the ranch alive, and how to carry memories without letting them control her future. She admits that seeing him again has brought back feelings she thought had disappeared forever. But she also tells him that the woman standing beside him today is no longer the same person he left behind. Time has changed both of them, and pretending otherwise would only create more pain. Ty listens carefully without interrupting. When Amy finishes, he quietly says that he never expected everything to return to normal overnight. He knows trust must be rebuilt one day at a time. He does not ask Amy for promises or quick decisions. Instead, he tells her that if she allows him to stay, he will prove with his actions that he deserves another chance. For Ty, coming back to Heartland was never about erasing the past. It was about creating a future together. If Amy still believed that future was possible, before Amy can answer, the peaceful moment is interrupted by the sound of a truck pulling into the ranch. Everyone turns toward the driveway. A black vehicle slowly stops near the house, and an unfamiliar man steps out carrying a thick envelope. His serious expression immediately changes the mood. He asks for Ty by name and explains that he has been searching for him for a very long time. Whatever Ty left behind before arriving at Heartland has finally caught up with him. Ty's face loses its calm expression for the first time since returning. Amy notices the fear in his eyes and realizes there are still secrets he has not shared with anyone. The stranger hands Ty the envelope and quietly says, "You have 24 hours to make your decision. After that, there will be no turning back." The man gets back into his truck and drives away without another word. Ty stares at the unopened envelope while Amy watches him in complete silence. The family gathers on the porch, sensing that this unexpected reunion is about to face its greatest test. As the camera pulls away from Heartland Ranch, one question remains. Has Ty truly come home for good, or has his past arrived to take him away once again? Episode 2 may finally reveal the answer. The quiet evening settles over Heartland Ranch, but no one feels at peace. The mysterious envelope remains on the kitchen table untouched, yet everyone can feel its weight. It is more than a stack of papers. It is a reminder that Ty's return has brought more than happiness. It has also brought unfinished business. Amy looks at the envelope, then at Ty. She knows that whatever is inside could change everything they have just started to rebuild. Ty slowly opens the envelope while the entire family watches in silence. Inside are several official documents along with a handwritten note. As he reads the first page, the color disappears from his face. Jack steps closer, asking if everything is all right. But Ty cannot answer immediately. After a long pause, he finally looks up and explains that someone from his past is demanding that he return to settle a matter that was never completed. If he refuses, the consequences will not affect only him. They could also put the people he loves in danger. Amy feels her heart sink once again. Only yesterday she believed she had found the miracle she had been dreaming about for years. Now that miracle already seems to be slipping away. She walks over to Ty and gently takes the papers from his hands. Looking directly into his eyes, she tells him that running away has never solved anything at Heartland. Every challenge they ever faced became easier because they faced it together. If this new problem is part of Ty's journey, then they will meet it as a family. Jack smiles proudly as he places a hand on Ty's shoulder. He reminds everyone that Heartland has survived storms, loss, heartbreak, and impossible odds before. This ranch was built on faith, courage, and family, and those values have never failed them. Lou agrees. saying that no matter what happens next, Ty is no longer fighting alone. For the first time since his return, Ty allows himself to believe that there is still hope waiting for him at the place he has always called home. Later that night, Amy and Ty stand outside the barn under a sky filled with stars. The horses rest peacefully inside, and the ranch is quiet once again. Amy reaches for Ty's hand, not as a promise that every wound has healed, but as a sign that healing has finally begun. Ty squeezes her hand gently, knowing there is still a long road ahead. Their future remains uncertain, but for the first time in years, they will face that future side by side. Just as they begin walking back toward the house, Ty's phone suddenly rings. He answers, listens for only a few seconds, and his expression changes completely. Without saying a word, he slowly lowers the phone and turns toward Amy. "They know I'm here." Amy's smile disappears instantly. The screen fades to black. Heartland. Season 20 Episode 1 ends with the biggest question yet. Who has found Ty? Why are they looking for him now? And will Heartland become the battleground for the next chapter of his story? The answers may change the future of the Borden family forever.